We're going to be working with a lot of different kinds of figures in this course, and a lot of times we're going to be working with different kinds of angles, and you have to understand about some of the relationships. Now, the important thing is when you're doing problems is you need to be aware of what the question is being asked, and that's going to come up several times in the samples here. So some key concepts. The first key concept is that vertical angles are congruent. So if I'm looking at a figure such as this one, I know that this angle is congruent to this angle because they are vertical. So I can use that to figure out what x is. So 3x minus 10 equals x plus 22. So subtract x from both sides, you get 2x minus 10 equals 22. So 2x equals 32 and x equals 16. Okay, that looks pretty simple. It's not too complicated, but we got to find out what we're actually being asked. If you ask to find x, we're done. You may have to give reasons. Oh, the reason? Oh, they're vertical angles and they're congruent. Okay, so you could have that. But this problem is asking, what is the measure of angle BEN? They want to know what this angle is right here. And remember, when we use the three-letter combinations to kind of tell us where the angle is, it goes angle B, E, N. I could have also called it angle N, E, B. Can't just call it angle E because we don't know what angle I'm talking about when I look at all the stuff that's going on over here. Well, if I know x equals 16, I could plug 16 into x. So I get 16 plus 22. Oh, another way they can also ask for measure of angle bend, they may put a little m in front of the angle. That stands for measure of angle bend. So I know that's 38 degrees. Okay, well, if we look at this angle here is 38 degrees, and this one plus this one forms a straight angle. They're a linear pair, and linear pairs are supplementary. So linear pair is going to add up to 180. So to find out angle BEN, I just got to do 180 minus 38. Our missing angle is 142 degrees. Okay, so that's just using vertical angles and straight angles. Okay, another one you might use is that two angles that form a right angle are complementary. So right angle equals 90 degrees. So look for right angle marks when you have your figures. So right here, I can see the right angle at this point. That tells me this one also is a right angle, because these two together are going to add up to 180. They want you to find the measure of angle RAP. So this is the angle that I'm actually looking for, right here. So it's going to be more than 90 degrees. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I know that these two are going to add up to 90 degrees. So 2x plus 3x plus 5 is 5x plus 5, which equals 90. You could have also done 2x plus 3x plus 5 plus 90 equals 180. That's fine. It's which way you see it. You could have used the whole straight angle instead of just using 90 degrees. Okay, solving this. Subtract 5. I got 8x. I got 5x is equal to 85. And if you're doing this just in your head, you don't want to use a calculator, you can actually figure out this division. If you think about money, there are 20 nickels in a dollar. If you had 85 cents, you're 3 nickels short of a dollar. So 20 minus 3, I have 17 nickels and 85 cents. So it's kind of a nice little mental math thing. Sometimes you think about money, it's easier to do the arithmetic in your head. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and I need to figure out what is angle RAP. Well, first I want to figure out what this angle is here, because then I take that answer plus 90, and I'll get my total. So plugging in 17, I get 56 degrees. So angle RAP is going to be 56 plus 90. My angle is 146. Okay, so those are a couple real common kinds of problems. But there is still another concept that can come up with this kind of a problem. And that is the sum of the angles in a triangle. So if you add up all the angles in a triangle, the total is 180 degrees. So let's say we have a figure like this. Again, we're not sure what they're asking for. So they want you to find the measure of angle A. We're trying to figure out what is this angle up here. Now I can say just A because there's only one angle there. We're going to assume it's this one right here, not going all the way around the outside. There'd be no way of labeling that one anyway. So when I'm looking at this, sometimes students get tempted. Let's say, well, it's a triangle. I'm just going to add up everything and let it equal 180. That doesn't work here. If I had this angle marked and I could go over, add these two together and this one, yeah, sure, I can use 180. But you have to do a little bit more thinking. So we need to observe. These are vertical. So you got to look for anything you know. Vertical angles are congruent. So if those are congruent, I could set them equal to each other. We get 3x minus 2 equals 2x plus 18. Subtract 2x, I get x minus 2 equals 18, so x equals 20. Now, I'm going to use this information to figure out what are these angles. Now, don't rely on what the picture looks like. It may not look, your answers may not match the picture. That's really common. They're not necessarily drawn to scale. So I'm going to plug in 20. I get 60 minus 2. That makes this angle 58 degrees. When I plug in 20 here, I get 80 plus 3. That angle is 83. This angle, the one at N, this 58, plus angle A are going to form a full triangle, and that's going to total 180 degrees. So combining 58 and 83, we get 141. Subtract 141 from 180, and we get 39 degrees. So you may not feel this angle is 39 degrees because it looks bigger than this one, but it's not necessarily drawn to scale. So that's important to be able to realize that. Okay, those are pretty typical problems, what you should be expecting for this topic.